Hello everybody, good afternoon. Today we look at the Manchester match versus Nottingham Forest. We discuss the predicted lineups. What do we expect from Manchester United as they take on Forest? This is on the backdrop that the last match that we played against Sevilla in the Europa League, we were done hard because we lost Alessandro Martinez, we lost Varane to injury, and Martinez is out for the rest of the season. What does that mean for Manchester United and us fans? Because as we look at the team as it is, it means that we see the appearance of Maguire in the defense there, either partnering with Lindelof. That is, if Luke Shaw is not fit, we see that the lineup at the back is disturbed a lot. And therefore, we see that the struggles that we saw for the defense of Manchester United during the time of Rangnick and even Solskjaer, we see it maybe appearing. We have seen glimpses of that during some matches where Maguire has played. Though he boasts of being good and he boasts that he has not lost any match since he started appearing in defense for Manchester United under Erik ten Hag. But we saw that as they played Sevilla, that is as good as a loss because they were actually leading 2-0 up almost with the 15 minutes remaining, and then we lost the control of the game. So everything is at stake because we need to qualify for the top four. Are we sure that we are going to qualify with the kind of defense that we have? Because we are not going to have the first choice defense partnering Alessandro Martinez and Varane. We see actually Maguire appearing and one of the two, either Luke Shaw or Lindelof. What would I do if I were the one choosing the team, or rather advising Erik ten Hag on how to move? Of course, Maguire will automatically be there because we don't have any choices. If Luke Shaw is fit, I would rather he partners Maguire. The difference is that Luke Shaw is faster than both Maguire as well as Lindelof, and therefore it provides a better covering for Maguire because when Maguire loses the ball, it takes time to recover actually. In most cases, when they're attacking opponents' attackers, leave him. We are sure that he can find them. We can't catch up with them. We are sure that we are gone. Even if they leave him maybe outside the 18, we know that he can't catch up with the attacker because he's too slow. Even Lindelof, though is slightly faster than Maguire, is still slow. So the two are almost the same. That's why they don't complement each other. That's why their midfield defense partnership has not really worked because they're almost the same. They're both slow. So for me, I would recommend that Luke Shaw, if he's fit, he must be there. I hope ten Hag is going to do the right thing by putting Maguire and Luke Shaw instead of Maguire and Lindelof. Because if we put Maguire and Lindelof, we are going to struggle this afternoon. Forest might appear to be way down the log or the English Premier League table, but we know that they play very good football and that they have troubled most of the teams at the higher top of the league. So if we don't take them seriously, we are going to be massacred. We will have problems. We will have a disaster because they will ship in goals. They can even beat us 2-3-0 if we are not serious with what we want to do. So if we put Maguire and Luke Shaw, we stand a better chance of correcting those flaws in the defense, even if they will be there. Of course, Malaysia should be there. Then we have Wan-Bissaka. Malaysia, because if we take Luke Shaw, we take him in defense, central defense, then there's no one to compete with Malaysia. Though I do not like the way Malaysia has been playing since he was replaced by Luke Shaw in the middle of the campaign. I think I don't know if it's after the World Cup or slightly before the World Cup, because before that, previously, we could see those combative actions from him where he was very aggressive, almost like Alessandro Martinez. He was very aggressive on the ball, on the opponents, and we saw that the defense was excellent during that time when he started playing. They were partnering well, Malaysia, Martinez, Varane, as well as Dalot. But after being replaced by Luke Shaw, when he came back to try and take up his place again, we see that he has struggled. He's not the same person that we saw when he began to play, when Ten Hag made him to be number one choice, after Luke Shaw had struggled from the beginning of the season. So we see that Malaysia is not competing with anyone, and therefore is an automatic choice. So we have Malaysia, we have Luke Shaw, we have Maguire, then on the right-hand side, we should have Wan-Bissaka, because Wan-Bissaka, though he's not very good at this moment, he's not as good as we would want for a Manchester team, is way better than Dalot. Dalot, when he began to play in the beginning of the season, we saw that he was very combative. He could attack in front, he could defend. We saw an improved Dalot that we have never seen before, and he showed us that there is a good player there. But since returning from World Cup, we have seen Dalot struggle. I think after the injury, we have seen him struggle. He's not the same person that he was during the time that they went for most of the games without being beaten. So that difference worked very well. That is Dalot, Martinez, Varane, and Luke Shaw. They worked very well. Even at the time that Martial was good, they worked very well there. But we see that this has been disturbed after the World Cup. The first World Cup, like the first one that they went to, where we saw Portugal come back and we saw Dalot come back, an injured person. So he has not recovered from there. So we see that Wan-Bissaka is playing much better than him now. Though not at the level that we would want for Manchester, but he's playing much better than him. So for me, I would rather see this kind of setup in terms of defense. Then when we go in the middle of the park, that is the midfield, now we have Eriksson, we have Sabitzer, we have Bruno Fernandes, we have Casemiro. So we have 4 choices to choose from, and we just have to pick 3 from those 4 choices that we have. Because of the way Nottingham Forest play, because they play a very direct ball kind of game. They are very fast on the game, and seeing that Eriksson is just coming back from the injury, and he may not be ready for that kind of aggression that is provided by Nottingham Forest. I'd rather we go with Casemiro, we go with Bruno, we go with Sabitzer. This shall give us a very good kind of midfield that is able to outrun any kind of midfield. More like what we saw during the time of Sevilla, the last time we were playing on Thursday. So this kind of game that they are going to play will ensure us take control of the midfield. Even if the defense is not very good, we can be assured that we can take care of the midfield. Once we win the midfield battle, and we see that Casemiro is able to marshal and provide cover for the defense, we know that a lot of games, balls shall not go to the defense, shall end up in midfield. We shall control the midfield. If this partnership doesn't work, of course, we have the option of putting Eriksson there. Now, if we say Casemiro, Bruno, and Sabitzer, what kind of lineup are we talking about? We're talking about Sabitzer playing like a number 10 and Bruno dropping to 8. Then we have Casemiro as the defensive midfielder. This kind of team shall provide a lot of headaches for any team, including Manchester City or any team that you can talk about. They'll provide this. We have seen the mobility of Sabitzer when he's playing. When he's playing, he's able to attack, he's able to go in the opposition box, he's able to link up play with the attackers like Rashford before he was injured. But even now, we know that he can still link up with attackers that shall be used in the team. So this is the difference that the midfield that we are talking about. Then when we go to the front three now, so we are almost playing like a 4-3-3. This is how we are going to do it, a 4-3-3, or rather a 4-2-1. So when we go to the front, we are talking about we have automatically Sancho picks himself, though he hasn't been at his level best, but he's trying to come into the game. So he picks himself on the left. Then we have Anthony, the Brazilian, on the right. Then we have Marshall in the middle, or rather as the number 9. So we are playing a 4-3-3, or rather a 4-3-2-1, with Marshall heading the attack. That front line, we are sure that it can cause a lot of headaches for any defense. Of course, it's not the same without Rashford. We know the mobility of Rashford, the speed of Rashford, because among the three that are there's no one who can go closer to Rashford in terms of speed, in terms of aggression, in terms of the form in which he is, because he has been playing so well for Manchester United before he was injured. So we almost like we cannot replicate his form or his performance or aggression or speed with any of the three that I've talked about. But of course, if we pick these three, we are rest assured that we are going to do well, we are going to perform well, and we are rest assured of the victory. As long as we ensure that we don't get a Nottingham Forest score. Because once they score, we'll get messed up. We don't have many attackers that can give us scores. Usually we are scoring 1-2 goals. So we are not scoring more than that. So for us to maintain wins, we need to ensure that we have so many people coming in to score. It's good that we have seen Sabuta stepping forward and trying to put in a few goals, but we need other people that can help him also to come on board. And we hope that Marshall this time around, I like the link-up ball that he plays, because when he's playing, I didn't understand when Eric Ten Hag was saying, when we are playing with Marshall, we play so well. The link-up plays very well. I saw that with the Sevilla. I didn't understand, but I saw that with Sevilla. I saw the way he contributed, even the Sabitzer goal that was scored. The way Marshall beat the midfielders of Sevilla, the way he stopped, the way he created space even for Sabitzer, the way he passed the ball, it was brilliant. If we see that kind of version of Marshall in this game, then we are rest assured that this will be a walkover. Yes, Nottingham Forest will try to show us for position, they'll try to defend, they'll try to attack, they'll try to ensure that we don't have this kind of fluidity that we have in our play. But if we see the Marshall that we saw during Sevilla, and we see the midfield that we have talked about, we are rest assured that we can have something out of this game. Though I would want Anton, the Brazilian, to step up more. He has not lived up to the standard that we expected him to live. We expect him to do better than he's doing, especially the hype that was associated with his move, because we thought that it was almost like the hype that was associated with Sancho. We thought when he comes, it will be and then he'll take us to winning trophies. But it has not happened with Anthony. He's still struggling. You can see glimpses of his game. But again, we have seen him struggle to even beat one or two opponents. We expect that at least he should step up and do. So we expect the front three to step up so that they can fill the shoes of Marcus Rashford. This is not going to be easy for them, but they just have to step up. We expect Maguire and his defensive partnership, whoever they will be, to step up to ensure that they have to step up and prove that they are worthy to be part of Manchester's team. Because if they can't fill up the shoes of Varane and Martinez, then they are not worthy to even be in Manchester. Of course, yes, they are not worthy as it stands now because of the record that they have shown during the time that they were playing for Manchester United, during the time of Rangnick, as well as the time of Solskjaer. But they have a second chance to redeem themselves. They can prove that they are better. They can prove that they can still fill the shoes of this defensive partnership that we are taking out. It doesn't matter whether it's Maguire and Lindelof or Maguire and Luke Shaw. Whoever comes in to cover, they have to show that they are worthy to play for Manchester United. Without that, then Manchester should consider to sell them. It has to consider to sell them this season. As the season comes to an end, when summer transfer comes, these people must go. We shouldn't be having people on the bank sheet where we pay people who are not delivering, people who are not worthy to be at Manchester, who are worthy to be at Everton or these other small teams, not Manchester. So we expect these guys to take up this opportunity that has come to them on a silver platter because their friends are injured. We ensure them to take up this and ensure that they take the center stage and ensure that they drive the team and ensure that the team does well. If they play according to this plan that I've talked about, we can see that we are going to win. What is the prediction that I make? I make a 2-0 prediction. We are going to win by 2-0. That is, if everything goes well, as I have talked about, we are going to have 2-0, regardless. So if everyone steps up, we are going to win this game. It shouldn't be a difficult game to win, to lose. What do you expect in case the game is problematic? We have problems. We expect Ericsson to come in. But I will still want Ericsson to come not as the number 8 that is used for, but to come as number 10 so that Bruno can come to number 8. So that, because Bruno and Casemiro, they are very combative with the energy that has been shown by Bruno. I didn't know that Bruno had this aspect to his game. He has played well as number 8. Actually, is more influential, is more it's of more benefit to Manchester United if Bruno stays in number 8 and not number 10. So we can see Ericsson going to number 10. So for me, whether Ericsson plays at number 10, as long as Bruno and Casemiro play 8 and 6, we don't have challenges. We don't have problem. We are not going to have any problem because Ericsson's creativity, we need it. It's just that he hasn't really gotten back to full fitness, but we need his creativity. So if he takes up the role where Sabito played for Sevilla, which is number 10, we still expect to have a lot of ball possession, a lot of ball control, and we will create a lot of chances. All we need is for attackers to step up. I preferred Sabito first for the sake of goals because he looks like he's sharper than Ericsson in terms of scoring goals. And therefore, in the number 10 role, he shall play well. So in case we have problems, we can put Ericsson there. Even if he puts Ericsson instead of Sabatua from the beginning of the game, I don't have a problem because if Ericsson struggles, he can put Sabatua there and we can still do well. What are the changes that I can expect in the front? I don't expect Elanga to be there. Elanga is not worthy to play for Manchester United. I'm sorry to say this. I'm not trying to demean him or trying to be harsh on him, but this is business. This is Manchester United. We deserve better. We deserve players that can contribute. Pedestri, in the game that we played against Sevilla, he didn't show anything. Maybe it's because he hasn't played games for a long time now. So, of Elanga, I would expect that he can put in Pedestri, of course, so that Pedestri can cover for Anton in case Anton has to go if he doesn't perform as expected, or in case we need to make a change. So Pedestri can come in. Unfortunately, I don't expect Elanga to come there. If McTominay is fit, I would rather, though I don't like the way McTominay plays and his contributions, but he will be way off better than Elanga. So he can take up the role as one of the front three. I know what you're going to say, but it doesn't suit to play in any of the roles where he has put like number 8, number 10. He doesn't play well. He lacks a lot of qualities in those positions. But if he's put as just a winger, he can try to fight and try to help the team like he did in the other game that we played just before we played Sevilla. He played so well. He played very combative for ball. I think we played against, what team were we playing before we played Sevilla? I've forgotten the team we were playing before we played Sevilla. I don't know if it's... Anyway, I've forgotten the team that we played. But the way he played so well that I'd never seen him fight as hard as he did. So if we can just put him in front among the on the wing there, like we have done with Bruno sometime, he should be able to play well. That is, if we need to substitute either Sancho or Anthony, we can put this guy, we can put McTominay there to ensure that he can help us. Sancho will need to step up a bit. We have seen glimpses of his game, but he needs to do more. But like I said, we are not going to have problems as long as we play this game. So McTominay and Prestry can be can be put in the game to take places of either Anthony or Sancho. The coach is still struggling with the issue for Anthony Martial because of game time and lack of fitness. We don't expect him to play full game, so he can bring in Vegas. But you need to understand Vegas is not a striker. I don't know why they have called him a striker, because since he came, he has shown that he's not a striker. Actually, if I were in the shoes of Eric Ten Hag, I would put actually Vegas as number 8, because he's very aggressive, he's very competitive, he follows the ball. Even if we are not in a position, he follows the ball where it is. So in the 8 row, he can play well, instead of where they are putting him number 10, because number 9, or even a false 9. He can't do that. He's not a striker. So if they put him inside, they put him number 8, he can even do better, because even Sabito can play better in terms of number 9 than Vegas, because we have seen him fail to score even clear chances. But I don't know why the coach believes that he's number 9. So in case Anthony Martial has to go out, of course he can put in Vegas. So those are the 3 substitutes that we are talking about. I expect McTominay to be on the bench. That is, if he's fit. I expect Prestry. I expect also Vegas. So these can come in if we have challenges and we need to make substitutions. In defense, of course, I don't know if Dalot is still out injured or is not fit. If he's fit, of course, he's able to take the place of Wan-Bissaka. So that is the lineup that we expect from Manchester United. And predicted goals, the prediction that we have said will be 2-0 in favor of Manchester United. Thank you very much. I'll see you after the game. I wish you well and all the best for Manchester United.